Okay, good evening, good morning, guys, and welcome to our 12 session for this morning. So, our topic for this morning is about DNS features. Okay, so our objectives are as follows. Number one, discuss the importance of DNS features. Number two, value the importance of DNS features. And number three, understand the basic concepts of DNS features. Okay, so let's discuss about GUDNS. So GUDNS is short for Geo IP, is a patch for bind DNS software to allow geographical split horizon. So this is reference to the different NS answers based on the client's geographical location. So this is also based on MaxMind's geographic geolite free databases. And the objective of this technology is to enhance the domain name lookup by address resolution based on geographical location for the client. So like for example, the website might have two servers. So one is located in France and the other is in the US. So with the help of the GeoDNS, it is possible to create DNS records for which clients from Europe would get an IP address of the French server and the clients from the US would get an American server. So this makes network access faster and possibly cheaper. So compared to directing all the users worldwide to the same server to multiple servers using random distribution such as round robin. So this technology is DNS based and it is much easier to deploy BGP anycast. So it does not require any support from ISP and will not break existing connections when the server is selected for the particular client change. So however, this is not intently tied to the network infrastructure and most likely to be less accurate at sending data to the nearest server. So what happens is that the requester, that the resolving DNS server sees it, typically not the end user, but the DNS server of the using the IP at ISP doing the recursive lookup. So that is why, guys, if you're going to have a speed test for your account, you can see there depending on the location that you are in. And at the same time, yeah, don't be surprised if your geolocation is set was Cebu, Philippines for Globe Telecom because the central hub for connecting Visayas and Mindanao is in the server in Cebu City. So it is much like the example of geolocation. And then the requester then does resolving DNS server is sees it typically not the end user, but the DNS server of the user's IP address. That's the explanation. So an ISP typically arrange for users use DNS servers geographically near to them, and that the system works usually nevertheless. Okay, so for your activity number three, it's called the Geotag. What you're going to do is you're going to refer to the GeoDNS example or topic and get your cell phones. You're going to download any geotagging app. So you're going to take the photo. What happens is that if you're going to take the photo, you're basically going to um, indicate the longitude and the latitude. So it's just like ano guys, you have to download the application, any application sa Play Store. Pagkatapos you have to take your picture. Pero 'di ba when you are going to take your picture in an ordinary phone, what happens is that picture lang gid ang mabuol ninyo. So that is your picture. But in a geotag application, if you're going to take your picture, what happens is sa dalom or sa babaw or anywhere on your photo, you'll be able to capture the longitude and the latitude of your location. So that's geotag. Okay? So, hapos mo lang, no? All you have to do, guys, is to search Anay. Before you download any application, please search it Anay sa Google so that hindi ka mo magtalang. Duro na dyan, guys, sa, sa Play Store. Okay, so next topic is about privacy and tracking issues. So originally, it is designed as a public, hierarchical, distributed, and heavily cached database. So as in, DNS protocol has no confidentiality controls. But under queries and name servers, responses are being sent unencrypted, which enables network packets knifing. So DNS hijacking, DNS cache poisoning, and man-in-the-middle attacks. So the deficiency is commonly used by cyber criminals and network operators for marketing purposes under authentication on captive portals and censorship. So tackling your privacy and the tracking issues uses server or user privacy that is further exposed by the proposals for increasing the level of client IP information in the DNS queries. So this is in reference to the RFC 7871, which is for the benefit of the content delivery network. So the main approach here is that it uses some of the things that concerns about privacy issue using DNS technology or probably tweaking on the DNS itself. So number one of this is VPN, which is done DNS resolution to the VPN operator and hide user traffic from local ISPs. So the second one is the Tor software, which replaces traditional DNS resolution with anonymous onion domains, hiding both name resolution and user traffic behind onion routing counter surveillance. So if you're valuing your privacy as a person and you not be able to track your digital footprint on the internet, you have to use these several things. So one of that is your VPN, which replaces your IP addresses to another IP address, so you'll not be tracked. The second one is the Tor software, which replaces traditional DNS resolution with anonymous onion router. So the Tor browser can be downloaded freely on the internet, and this is used primarily by various person to hide their identity. So if you're an hacktivist and if you want to hide your IP addresses and you'll not be seen by everyone on the digital of your digital footprint on the internet, you have to use the Tor footprint. The other one is the proxies and public DNS servers, which is more actual DNS resolution to the third party provider. However, this is usually promise or little or no request logging and optional added feature. So what happens if you're going to use your DNS proxies is that it added a feature such as a DNS level advertisement or pornography blocking or ad blockers. So ad blockers, pornography blockers, and other blockers are done using proxies in public DNS servers. The fourth one is the public DNS servers that can be queried using traditional DNS protocol. But in this case, guys, you have to actually tweak or customize your own DNS. So this is primarily if you had an admin access to any account in your ISPs. So for this matter, this case has provided no protection at all from local surveillance, but DNS over HTTPS. So remember, if you're going to go to a secure server, it must be that your IP address has a S in your HTTP. So meaning to say, you are going to look for HTTPS. So DNS over TLS and DNS encryption has provided no protection at all. But some of these solutions over DNS inspection by the local network operator must be done using security protocols and internet censorship. So they are also criticized from privacy point of view, such as giving away the DNS resolutions to hand of a small number of companies for monetizing user traffic control and decentralizing DNS name resolution, so which is generally perceived as harmful for the internet. But still, guys, it's a trust issue, meaning to say, if you trust your local ISP and you give away your privacy, it's okay. So, nag-ano gani ka mo sa Facebook, 'di ba? And using Facebook is consenting yourself to be tracked and and to sell your information over the third party companies. So that is why hindi ka mo matingala, may mga advertisement ka mo makita diyan. Nag-purchase lang ka mo ka isa ka product sa Lazada kay 12-12 sale na or sa Shopee kay na willy ka mo kay Willie Rebeliame. And afterwards, you see your Facebook has advertisements all over the place. So that's the main thing about trust issues. What I'm saying, just because you made yourself available to third party vendors. So solution, no Facebook. Pero hindi pwede. So because Facebook is tool that we can use for communication nowadays, but then again, the hassle of your digital footprint being tracked by third party companies, which you consent, and does not include only Facebook, but also TikTok and other social media, Twitter, um, Instagram, iban pa. Okay. So, pero don't worry guys, may mga solution ka na dyan. One, as I've said kagina, one solution is your VPN, another one is the Tor browser, and the number three is the proxies and DNS public server. So, kamo lang mag ano kada, mag-utilize. So, for your activity number 24, okay, so for activity number 24, you're going to refer to privacy and tracking issues. And what you're going to do is to download a Google extension for VPN. So, pilian lang ninyo ang free nga VPN using the Google extension. Take note sa Google extension ka mo ma-add to ha, sa extensions. So, you're going to use the extension to browse in your Google Chrome browser, and you're going to copy paste it in your word processor. So I think it's very easy, guys. All you have to do is you go to your Google extension and add a VPN. Ang free lang a VPN, guys. You don't need any ano. VPN on cell phones, ang application is also considered. Pwede man. Pero if you want the free, if you're using a laptop and you want a free VPN, so you go to the extension and type VPN nga free. Okay? So kamaan mo kamo mag-add to sa ano guro sa extension ka ano ninyo guys, ka Google Chrome. Okay, so that's about it. But if you want to use a free VPN, may dyan abi nga dang nga ano software or browser nga may VPN do nga daan nga built-in. So if you look for that, it's okay man. Pwede. Okay, our code of the day for this morning is what do you call the capturing of longitude and latitude, which depicts the coordinates of a location. So that's the first topic that we have under our discussion for this morning. Okay, so again, what do you call the capturing of longitude and latitude, which depicts the coordinates of a location? So thank you guys. So ad astra per sapientia, it means to the stars through knowledge. So thank you for attending our class for this morning. I don't have any demo right now, guys, for this morning because it's their activity are easy to follow. The first activity is all you have to do is to download an application of a Geotag software, which means if you're going to download it from your Play Store, all you have to do is to take your photo, and under that photo, you have your longitude and latitude location already. So it's called a Geotag, and it is used primarily to depict the location for IP addressing. So if you will see, if you're going to geotag yourself and upload your data on the internet, altogether, Google will automatically place a red spot on the map. So it means it's where you are located, and it's where Google can trace it easily. No, sa ano ninyo. The second one is actually second activity will all you have to do is to go to your Google Chrome extension, and in your Google Chrome extension you have to ask for a VPN. So you search your VPN there sa Google extension and install it in your Google extension. Then you can freely use it using your Google Chrome. So amo lang da guys. Any questions about our activity for this morning? Or the topic that we have for this week? Okay, so I think that is all for this morning, guys. And thank you for attending our class, and good morning.